All we wanna do is party and bullshit and make sure that we have a good time. Yeah, it's a Litty Talk. Welcome to the motherfucking Litty Talk. We talk shit and get drunk on the Litty Talk. We talk about hot topics on the Litty Talk. Yeah, the Litty Talk. We ain't scared to talk about it on the Litty Talk. We have fun and talk news on the Litty Talk. Where else, nigga, can you get a Litty Talk?
Hey, Drewski. Litty again, yeah, we Litty again. Litty with friends, Litty with friends, yeah, we Litty with friends. Hey, what it do?
Shit, brother, I'm not glad you're on. Hold on, let me jump on the camera real quick. All right.
I'm about to say my dog's the magician now. He can't even see him.
No. I know how to maneuver. We maneuver around here. We maneuver.
The swole magician is my dog. That's what you are, dog. The dog looking like a tank, like a unit out here, boy. I gotta get in the gym with you, dog.
Hey,
shit.
You already in the gym. What you mean you gotta get in the gym with me?
Man, the gym is it's a mindset, dog. I fell off a little bit, bro. I got some injuries, so I haven't been doing the cardio like I used to, dog. So a little bit of a get back journey, but you know, that's what this is, dog. I always tell people, it's not gym, it's not fitness, it's a lifestyle, dog. It's not, you know, diets don't work, dog. Diets, you do it for a couple months and it's over. If you really want to change your lifestyle, you got to do a whole entire lifestyle change. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna not eat sweets for a month. Nah, dog. Just look at food a little bit different. That's diets. That's just all Illuminati brainwashing. You got.
I'm glad you came in here spitting gems. So, you know the fucking vibes today on Litty Talk. We got my brother, the musician, the rapper, the podcast host, the official Heir.
The official Heir, the one and only, in the building.
Good, brother? How are you?
Vibing, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Tired as a motherfucker, bro. The editing shit is no joke, bro. I've got a total of like 5 hours of sleep in the last week or so. But dog, it's honestly, it's beautiful, bro. There's nothing like feeling like a rookie. It's almost like a new kid in school vibe. Like, have you ever been the new kid in school? Did you ever go to like a,
Yeah.
Some people don't like it, but I ain't gonna lie. I went to 3 different high schools. So like I was a new kid in school 3 different times in high school. And even before middle school too. It's pretty clutch, dog. Like sometimes like there's a little bit of an energy. It's a little bit of a mystique. It's like, oh shit, what's he got going on? That's why I'm kind of looking at the podcast thing. It's like, I don't got it all figured out. It's not like music that I've been doing it for a while. Right. So every episode, I just started watching footage back, and it's like I feel like an athlete watching tape, and I'm like, damn, I could have done this better. I could have said that better. Damn, I got to take control of the conversation better. Damn, I did this kind of good, but I could have done it better. So I really appreciate the whole feeling like a rookie vibe. I love that because there's always room for improvement, but it's rare when you're so new at something, when you're so fresh, when you're so green is a word people use.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, dog.
Hell yeah. I mean, you talk about being a rookie at something, or being a new kid in school. I moved from New York to Miami in 2003, bro. So that was just a whole new thing.
Well, that's a new kid in the state.
Yeah, new kid in the state. Hey, but it was the state, the city, the music, the fashion, everything. Like I was new to everything down here. Miami raised. Where in Miami?
Hialeah, THC. That Hialeah Chico repping, dog. Always repping, man. So I had to put on the uniform today. You know, put on for the city. Always put on for my city, man. That Hialeah Chico really inherited the THC moniker from the old boy. You know, when he first started in the music, he was the Hialeah crew. You feel me? Them Hialeah Chicos. Unfortunately, I don't got a crew, so I wasn't going to just let it go. So I had to keep it on going, even if it was solo dolo by myself. Eventually, I'm going to get a little squad going too. But the truth is, I think we're all Hialeah Chicos. Anybody that lived in Hialeah at one point or another, you're THC too. You're part of the squad. You're part of the family. You feel me?
Oh, yeah. Your dad already blessed me. And back in interviews we had, like, he said, you know, that's a whole nother episode. But yeah, definitely. And I'm like, we all THC. How about that?
Yeah. Not just you, Willie, but I mean, like everybody in the, like, you feel me? This is like, it's branding shit for real. You feel me? Like the whole world could feel a part of this. You feel me? As long as you lived here, you honorary THC, dog. You part of you a Chico just like me.
Give me some growing up Hialeah stories. Give me one. Now give me one good one. Growing up in Hialeah.
Man, there's a lot, bro. There's a lot. So I'll give it to you. I'll give you one. So I had my own little squad growing up. It wasn't THC. We called ourselves ECB. We was throwing parties and shit. And bro, one of my partners to this day, DJ Vinyl, man. Shout out to DJ Vinyl, his old boy. His old boy is kind of like on some OG shit too, where he was helping the youngins out. But he was helping us throw parties back in the day, dog. And God bless his soul, man. He let us do this thing. It was like because we do house parties, we do Gettys, we do rents and shit like that. But then we had this event that was like almost like WrestleMania that we only did it every couple months or so because it was such a big deal. Yeah, dog. A WrestleMania of ratchetness, of litness. So it was called Scrapyard because Buddy, he was in a lot of different businesses, my friend's old boy, and he had a junkyard for cars. Us, being the young lit motherfuckers that we are, we're like, yo, this is a perfect opportunity to get this shit and turn it up to a party. And we did it 3 different times.
In a junkyard?
In a junkyard. It was called the Scrapyard. They called it the Scrapyard. We come out with flyers. I'm sure if you go on the internet right now, you search ECB Scrapyard Party. You'll see hella flyers throughout all the Hialeah of that shit.
Okay, so that sounds crazy. Give me the craziest ECB story then.
This is that. Some of those I'm gonna have to tell you off camera, but this one leads pretty crazy because we would do our things that we were like judge, jury, and executioner all at once plus promoters. Right. So people would act up in the party that we invited, we would throw them out ourselves. You feel me? We had some of us be bouncers. We were the whole thing, dog. Right. And on the third one, dog, third time is the charm, dog. The third Scrapyard we did, man. Of course, parties get raided all the time. But this one got raided with a helicopter and everything, and ended up with my dog's little boy getting taken in cuffs, dog. And it was fucking complicated, dog. The funny part is, though, as fucked up as it sounds, I was supposed to shoot a video that day. One of my first music videos ever, dog. It was for a remix to No Hands, the Waka song back in the day. Yeah. We were getting shots there at the party for this song, and then we couldn't end up performing because the party got raided by the time we were gonna go on stage. So in the video, I gotta find the video. They took it off YouTube, but it's out there somewhere still. In the video, you see shots of me and my girlfriend at the time, and the whole gang were like walking down the streets, and you see all the crackers raiding the party behind us and shit like that. So that's a pretty wild story. But
that sounds like the fucking Miami version of the movie Project X.
Yeah, that Project C, Project T, Project H. That's what that is. Project
H. 2013, Hialeah High School, the last year.
Yeah.
Made the family proud.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, dog. When I graduated, I didn't feel like I graduated till like a year after, dog. Why? Because my old boy wasn't there, shit like that. Like, you know, I moved around a lot of schools. So Hialeah High is a big ass school, dog. Like 4 blocks worth of school. So every single day I had this thing where I only went for a year and a half to Hialeah High, but every single day I saw a new pretty girl's face that I'd never seen before. Just to give you an idea of how big the fucking school was, dog.
Did you have a girlfriend at that time?
On and off and shit. I was wilding out in high school, on and off. You feel me?
Okay,
did my little thing with the prom and
shit.
shit.
You see a new girl every day, so I'm like, how the fuck do you have a girlfriend and maintain a girlfriend?
Right. I clearly wasn't a good boyfriend. Though. Clearly your boy was looking.
You can look, don't touch. One story that stuck out the most from your childhood before teen. So childhood right before 14, 15. Give me a story that you could always remember, whether it's school, family, friends. Give me one story that you can remember.
I'll give you one. I just thought of this recently. So my old boy was my baseball coach growing up, all the way till him and my old girl split up. So basically T-ball. Think of it like growing up, young T-ball ages when you're hitting the baseball off the little tee. And then all the way to like right before it becomes fast pitch, dog. And bro, this is like the first year where my dad's not my coach. So it's a little bit tough. You're going through the learning curve where, damn, I'm not hitting the ball on the tee no more. But also, my old boy ain't coaching me, giving me, you know, a little kick in the ass whenever I'm playing bad. Right. So, bro, I was going through the trials of that, having a new coach that wasn't my old boy, my old girl not really, you know, on top of me the whole much, kind of letting me do whatever the fuck I wanted. And, dog, it all comes full circle, this story, midway through the season, because baseball's kind of like basketball in the NBA where they do, like, the home run derby and shit like that. Mm-hmm. We're doing it mid-season in the All-Star game. I wasn't good enough to get selected for the All-Star game, but I got picked for the home run derby game. Mind you, this is my first year ever hitting without the tee. And the sun's going down. It's in Babcock Park, legendary Hialeah Park. And my little fattest, I was a short fat kid when I was growing up. My whole life, all the way to like 8th grade. I'm there walking through the dugout. And I'm thinking I'm early so I could get some batting practice and shit like that. And I'm just looking at the sun. And I have such a good feeling. Like I could have sworn, I think goosebumps were on my body at the time. I didn't even know what goosebumps was. So I'm looking at the sun. I'm like, damn, I see one of my boys on the team rocking the ball. And I think I hit better than him. So I'm like, oh, if he's rocking the ball, I'm going to rock the ball too. And I'm just feeling it. I just walking through the dugout. And as I'm watching these guys practice, dog, I run like a movie fool. I run straight into a pole. I'm there looking, oh, wow. Bah! I think it was the first concussion I ever got in my life. I swear to God. I ran right into it. Bro, one of the worst.
Did you knock out or you got up?
No, well, I think I have to sit down, dog, because nobody's in the dugout with me. Nobody was even looking at me. I'm there watching. Wow, my boy's rocking it. I'm gonna fucking rock it. I'm gonna do so good. Bing! Like it made the sound. Have you ever heard a metal baseball bat hit a ball really hard? Bing,
Ding,
bing,
the
bing.
ding, yeah.
My forehead made that noise. My forehead made that noise with the fucking pole of the dugout. So, dog, that probably was my first concussion ever. And the learning lesson, the takeaway from that is pay attention, dog. Look in front of you. Yes, you're gonna have all this shit going on, but don't forget to look in front of you, because I ended up dropping the ball. I flopped in the home run derby. I probably got whack ass hits. It was not a memorable experience. My performance in the event.
I mean, you were suffering from concussion as well. So.
I should have been taken out. I mean,
your stats really didn't count because you fucking ran into a pole. So.
He was injured. That's a good way to look at it. You see, I be beating myself up, dog. I've been living with this for like a month. Like, damn, dog, I'm a piece of shit. I could have been in the league right now.
But then look on the other side, my nigga. Like you're concussed and still going.
That's true. That's bro. Yeah, that's true. There's a positive to that. That's
all right. So if people don't know the status of your dad was like a major influence in Miami.
Still is.
Yeah, that's what I said. Was and is. That's why I said that. I made sure I put that in there. But question is, give me the pros and cons of growing up with your dad's status. The pro and the con.
Quick, I got you. Off the rip, everybody thinks I'm constantly in the studio. Everybody thinks I got my own studio in my closet. Everybody thinks I'm a fucking mastermind engineer. And the truth is, people don't know, dog, that it ain't like that. My dad's put in years. I've seen people go to Full Sail, SAE, spend hundreds of racks in learning how to do the process, right. And then they come out of school, and my old boy's still teaching them shit. So people think like, oh, just because that's your dad, you automatically just download all his information and get it. And it ain't like that, dog. It's about the reps. It's about the time. It's about being there locked in with him, seeing him do it every single time. And even still, it's not like a bike. It's not like you just stop doing it and you come pick it back up. Nah, dog, you gotta get back to it. You gotta stay on. You gotta stay in momentum. You gotta keep it relevant. All the relevant information has to be relevant in your head. I think that's a big con. People just think you gotta figure it out. You know how many people, oh, damn, how come you haven't made it yet? Your dad knows all these people. Your dad knows all. It's like, homie, it ain't like that, dog. It ain't like that. You feel me? And
T.I.'s son hasn't made it yet, so shut up.
Nah, and here's the thing, dog. Making it such a crazy term, because I feel like I made it, 29 years ago when I was born and alive, and every single morning I wake up and I'm alive, dog, and I made it, fool. I'm living somebody's dream right now. I'm living millions of people's dreams. I'm in a free country. I'm chasing my dreams every day, whether it's writing a song, whether it's editing a podcast, whether it's going on live with the Litty brothers. You feel me? Like every single day I'm doing something that I used to dream of myself, and I know somebody out there is dreaming of it, dog. And it's really perspective, dog. It's easy to get caught up and feel like, oh man, I wish, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Nah.
But the truth is, dog, we have a lot to be grateful for, dog. A lot.
Amen to that, because that's a humble mindset. That means that you're just grateful to be where you're at and to be able to do what you want to do no matter what. So that's a blessing, bro. Like I couldn't have explained it any better, and it's a fact. It's 100% fact.
Yeah, bro.
First song you remember, because now you grew up hip hop, your dad. But first song that made you fall in love with hip hop that you remember hearing?
Fire. I just tweeted about this months ago, but EFN, shout out EFN, who's crazy, the whole Drink Champs community, dog.
Yes, sir.
He tweeted something like, what's the first earliest hip hop memory you had? And it's actually about this record. It's a Wu-Tang record. It's called Gravel Pit. And
Gravel Pit.
Yeah,
that's the Flintstones. You seen the video? That was the
dog. That's my point. So the tweet is, so I grew up playing video games, nerdy kid, and yeah, music's always been a thing. But that first memory where it all connects, like, damn, music's not just my dad's thing. Music's the thing. Was this? I grew up playing Mortal Kombat, one of my favorite games. I even saw the old school movies. My old boy used to brainwash me because I used to be a picky eater when I was a fat kid, and used to be like, let's go to Mortal Castle. I used to hate on it. Nah, I eat Cuban food all the time. My grandma, my mom, everybody makes Cuban food. I don't eat Mortal Castle. You know what this man would tell me? No, son, it's Mortal Castle. That's where all the Mortal Kombat characters, this is where they fuel up and they get strong. What do you mean you don't want to eat Mortal Castle? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I just went along with it, dog. Fast forward, the Gravel Pit video drops. My dad was on everything like, oh, this is the new video. We got to watch it. Fool, I fell in love. The second I saw that video, dog, it's a Mortal Kombat. It's basically a Mortal Kombat themed video. They're in a fucking gravel pit in a Coliseum, and it's just that. Everybody's shooting the fade. All the rappers, they're rapping in the middle of shooting the fade. You got the girl on the chorus, sexy as fuck. Bro, one of the most legendary hip-hop videos of all time. And that's one of my first memories with music. Not just hip-hop, but music in general. Because before I could have vibed, could have danced. My parents, they say, sweet dreams are made of this. I was vibing that my whole childhood, according to my mom and dad, and I kind of remember it, but that was like just me just vibing, just like, okay. I don't even know the artist to this day. I always forget her name. But that Wu-Tang record, Gravel Pit, that video, boy, if y'all in the chat, y'all watching, if you haven't seen that, go watch that after this interview, bro.
That's a dope-ass song and a dope-ass, but the video is memorable. Like, the video is like, because, you know, when you do hip-hop videos, it's usually the gut of the gangster, but when you get creative with it, and then, like I said, they're mimicking the Flintstone era, so it was dope. So,
Flintstones, that's what it was. You're right. I looked at it like Mortal Kombat. Yes, that makes a lot of fucking sense. Flintstones, that's hilarious. Still grab,
but go back, hey, and you go back today and go watch it after we finish. You give it like, damn,
that's crazy.
Shout out to Pops, bro. Talking about Pops. Give me the most memorable moment you had with your dad.
That's crazy. There's a lot, man. My old boy's my best friend, dude.
Now, I wanna hear the one that always hits your heart, that you remember, you'll never forget. You'll tell your grandkids or your granddaughter, your grandson. That one that even on your deathbed, you're gonna remember and say, "Damn, I remember that day with my dad."
It's hard to just make it one day, because I feel like one day would be, I would look at it that way if my old boy wasn't so prevalent in my life. I look at it more like the lessons, the things he would constantly tell me, and then I'll go back to certain days and certain examples of those lessons, but it's hard to just equate it into one day, dog. Like,
okay, so let me simplify it. So what is the one thing your father has been telling you since you were a child till today and still has not stopped telling you it since?
Damn. I think I'm gonna say he doesn't. It used to be power of the mind. He used to state it, but then after I wrap my head around what that meant, now it's more like he kind of reminds me of, it's all in your head. It's you got this. Like he kind of reaffirms that to me. But it's really that. It's really that anything and everything we could do in this world is the answer and the problem and the obstacle, everything. The question, it's all up here, dog. What holds us back, what keeps us, the obstacle, and then the answer. It's all up here. It's kind of like that quote, whether you can or you can't, you're right. And I didn't hear that quote till a couple of years ago, but my dad's been telling this my whole life. And it's whether it's me wanting to be a Power Ranger when I was a little kid and I thought that was a real job, to me getting bad grades in school, to me not doing good in baseball, to me not hitting the ball, all that. My old boy just told me it's in your head. And yeah, he would say other things, you know, around it, but it all kind of boils down to it's all here. Just think, just use your head, just focus.
Use your head, and you're your biggest problem, your biggest critic, and your biggest situation.
Yeah, and I still go through that to this day a lot. It wasn't till I got over the complejos of, man, fuck it, everybody's doing a podcast, but I'm gonna do it. And then that's what got me into it. It wasn't, you know, till him telling me, hey, who cares if everybody's rapping? What do you think goes on this record? Till I did it, and it's really mental. It's all mental, dog. And a lot of it's going against myself, because I'm my biggest enemy sometimes, my biggest critic and my biggest fan. But that's part of the battle I deal with.
Part of being a fucking artist.
Yeah, dog. I think part of being a human, dog, because we're Jedis in the sense that we could put our shit to art, whether it's podcasting, whether it's conversations, whether it's music. But everybody's going through something, dog. Everybody's looking in the mirror. Everybody's like, oh, no, how do I get over this obstacle? Whether it's addiction, jobs, anxiety, something. Sometimes it's all of them.
Creativity, no matter what it is. Yeah, for sure. When was the first time what made you take the music serious? Because I'm sure that growing up listening to music, you may be in the bathroom or in the room, you're rapping, but what was that moment that said, I want to rap, I want to go to the studio, I want to take this serious?
About 2 years after I first recorded freshman year, and then about a year and a half, maybe 2 years after that, you know, my old boy had been telling me about Verse for a long time. You know, I mean, he was like, oh, shout out Verse, my dog. You know, he was doing his thing. His name was Big J at the time. My dad gave him the saw how an overnight success could become. I firsthand saw that. Because before I'd seen the Maybach shit, and that was more like homegrown. That's more like building it ground up, grassroots, like a business that's a mom and pop that becomes a franchise. I saw that with my old boy. I went to the I saw my old dad performing in the flea markets when I was legit. My dad would take me there. You feel me? Like I've been in those scenarios, but it's different when you see it firsthand from like the internet. The internet wasn't a thing. This is like World Star still a thing. We're on BBMs at the time. And literally, Verse had that video circulating YouTube for a couple of weeks. It wasn't until like 2 weeks after the fact that the shit was put on World Star by them. And then, sure enough, after that, bro had to get out of school. He couldn't even go to day school no more because of the haters, the cloud, the shorties. It was everything. And just I saw how bro wasn't even on the internet. Bro had little views, and it just blew up out of nowhere from an impersonation video. It wasn't even his actual song. It wasn't even a hit record. It was just him freestyling like other guys. And I was like, damn. It's this crazy. And then of course I got a trickle effect. I got some of my own fans. They had a Who Is Verse fan pages, and they had Who Is Heir fan pages, and they were just, you know, I was getting a contagious factor. Like I was just, you know, I was getting like
left to right.
And you know, I ain't gonna lie, to this day I'm still looking for that moment, that viral moment to get my own fan base. But the truth is that showed me that, oh fuck, you build it over time. You build it multiple ways. You do it back at the crib like the old boy, and you do it on the internet like this guy. There's not one way to do it. And that just motivated me, dog. And since then, it's just constantly looking for different things, hearing other people's interviews, hearing other people's stories. Like, damn, that's how fast they did it. That's how they accomplished it. What's holding me back, or what's my way? You feel me?
Right.
So that was a big part of that story.
So when you first started, what was like the hardest lesson that you learned?
When I first started, I would say branding. And what I mean by branding is, it's not just have a name. Find out what you want to push. Don't just, it's hard to just cultivate a fan base and let people know what you're about when you're just dropping music and just, you know, you just pictures and videos.
Correct.
And that's part of what this podcast I'm working on now is about, dog. Is getting my brand out there, getting people to understand who I am. Because Official Heir is one thing, but Chico Good Boy is who Official Heir is. I'm that Chico. I'm also a good boy. I grew up like this. I'm that highly Chico. It's about adding that. It's about, you know, coloring the pages of that coloring book, dog. It's not just making the book, but it's adding life to, you know, the words in it, dog. And I think that's an important lesson when making art, dog. It's not just the art itself, but it's also the vehicle that's putting the art out there. I can't tell you how many, you know, Tyler, the Creator, I was a fan of him for a long time, but I never liked his music till his last couple albums, his last album. They'll Call Me If You Get Lost. When I heard that, it just opened something up in my mind, and it all made sense. I was like, oh, this guy's not just hilarious. He's not just a great businessman, but the music makes sense too. But it's about building that, you know, that rapport with the person, the audience, the person listening to, whether it's through music or interviews or all kinds of media, dog. That's really
and that's bro. That is so. I'm sorry to cut you because
no, please.
You're defining like a lot of great artists, and I'll name one for you. A lot of people know Basquiat. So Basquiat, before Basquiat was the famous Jean-Michel Basquiat, the artist, he was Samo, and he would go to different areas and just leave a mark, like an emblem, and put Samo, and he would just do. He wouldn't do art. He would do like stills.
I didn't know he was Samo. That's crazy. I didn't know his origin story. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. So what Basquiat would do would go into he would go everywhere in the city and like write quotes like today he would say, "Stay off the internet and smell flowers more," and then he would put his emblem and put Samo. So, and then he started putting little postcards around and putting places and arts around. So it's funny, like I said, sorry to cut you, but it's like that's the definition of that. Like where he, as we know today, Basquiat was a great artist, but without the Samo era, we wouldn't know Basquiat.
Exactly. That's part of it. 100%. That's part of the climb. And that's part of the grind. That I tell people all the time, you know, you don't know how many rappers I've seen that they get complejado with the wearing fake shit and or not having jewelry or not having this. And it's like, I'm constantly telling people, dog, we love to see the growth, dog. And I say we because I'm a fan too. I'm a fan of not just artists, of podcasts, of everything. And I love to see the growth of Coño. That's their old logo. This is the new logo. Damn, like the Migos. There's a famous meme of the Migos where you go back to like 10, 15 years ago, they're all wearing one chain. On one video, every time somebody's verse comes on, it's the same chain. I think it's Offset's chain. Fast forward, you know, a couple years later, RP Takeoff, but that's not a problem anymore, dog. But as a fan, you appreciate that, fool. You see that, and you're like, damn, dog. They're human just like us. Like back in the Cosmo magazines, like those Hollywood magazines, they have the little article, celebrities. They're just like us. People like that, dog. People love to fucking see the growth. People love. Unfortunately, people like the struggle too. But the beautiful part is people like to see you come out of the struggle. People like to see that. That's one of the best feelings in the world when you have an underground artist that is starting to blow up. And yeah, sometimes it's a little bit heartbroken and people don't like to follow it when it becomes mainstream. But the truth is, dog, if you're really fucking with that artist, you want that artist to blow up. You want more people to know about this artist so you could talk to them, enjoy in that love with that, or for that person you're supporting in that art. That's how I feel about so much shit, dog. You know how many movies and shows I know I can't talk to nobody about it because it's just not known.
Well, it's facts, and that's why I love podcasts, me personally, because I can still talk with an artist and give somebody the human element of them. So you may like the business owner, you may like the rapper, you may like the influencer, but when they talk to me, they're getting that human element of that person. So it's dope. It's dope. And perfect analogy. I know we went deep in that one, but perfect analogy. Explain your versatility, because when it comes to your music, you're very versatile. So who are some of your influences in your versatility, first of all?
What I listen to, dog, I don't really make it, like, I don't purposely try to be versatile, but I think I try to be. I look at it competitive, dog. And if I see somebody's, extremely lyrical, I'm like, hold on, what can I do that's different from the lyricalness? Like, yeah, I'm lyrical too, but where's the hook? Where's, I listen to what's working nowadays. I listen to relevancy. And it's about putting it all together. You feel me? It's not just having the 3-point shot. It's having the handles, having the athleticism to go up and dunk the ball and get a rebound. It's about putting it all together that makes LeBron the GOAT. You feel me? If not, he's just a role player. And sometimes you got to play a role. Sometimes I'm on a record and I'm just the hook. But do the hook to the best of your ability. And then as time progresses, I think I'm still figuring out my sound, dog. As I'm getting more comfortable melodic shit, it's just a matter of, doing it and trying it. And it's not always gonna hit, but that's the beautiful part about music, dog. It's subjective, dog. It's not like basketball where whoever scores 100 points wins. Nah, I might make a record that me and you hate. We can't even listen to it. But guess what? There's a million people out there somewhere, whether it's India, Japan, Tokyo, maybe all three of them.
Right.
That love that record.
Right. And that's why I respect versatility. I'm not just a simple-minded, one-minded person, because I'll listen to something and I'll say, well, this is not for me, but then I'll Google that sound, or I'll look for something in that sound, and I always find a mass amount of people that like that. So then it makes me respect that person as an artist. And I'm like, okay, so I may not like it, but so many people. So that's why I said, like, people that are versatile, I think they have such a bigger chance on expanding versus a one-sounded person. Like, perfect example, drill. Like, drill is beautiful in its own era, in its own sound, its own age. But then what? You know what I'm saying? It's one standard. So that's how I look at it. No, so I respect all genres.
No, yeah, and not to each his own, dog. This quote changed my life, especially as an artist. I heard this, like, I think just out of high school. Within the last 10 years, dog, you could give me the ripest, juiciest, sexiest, most awesome peach in the world. And guess what, Willie? I don't like peaches, dog. I've never liked peaches, my brother. Never in my life have I liked peaches. So if you give me the rawest peach in the world, if Jesus Christ comes down from the heavens and says, yo, I got this. This is it. I'm not gonna care. It's not appealing to me, dog. Right. Like fame nowadays. People trip out with the fame shit, and I just heard this. Like, if somebody says, hey, you could meet Leonardo DiCaprio right now, or fucking, my favorite podcaster, Rick Glassman, which probably nobody knows about. I'd rather meet the podcaster nobody knows about than fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's an A-list celebrity. Like, we're all living in our own bubbles. We're all living in our own bubbles, dog. This whole, do you know who I am thing, that's gone, bro. Nobody cares no more who the fuck you are.
Right.
How do you treat people? Are you a good person? That's what people care about, dog. That whole chasing fame, chasing celebrity shit, that's long gone, bro. I feel like we all live in our own bubbles, and we choose what we listen to. We choose what we're interested in. You have your sheep. You have your people that, oh, yeah, I'm listening to this song because everybody listens to it. But still, when it comes down to it, who are you going to spend your money on? Who are you going to go out to a concert to see?
But with that said, somebody can tell you, oh, I'm listening to this because everybody's listening to it. And then you can turn around and say, that's not what I like. Because you couldn't say that back then. You had to say, yeah, I like this, and in your mind you're like, no, you should try it. So you could actually say today, that's not what I like, but cool. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yeah, dog. To each his own, dog. Everybody's got their own shit at the end of the day.
For sure, and that's the beauty, and that's one of the one of the gifts, not the curses from the internet. The internet opens up so much different taste palette, and it gives forums, and it gives platforms, and it gives discussion boards, and it gives YouTube, these things where other people that say, well, I like jalapenos and cheese, and not everybody can get a million people to sit there and like jalapenos and cheese, and then you can have the battle. I know jalapeno and cheese sounds crazy, but I'm just looking at a jalapeno
That's fire.
bottle. But
I like spicy shit. That's fire.
yeah, I'm saying that. And now you got a whole community where everybody likes jalapenos and cheese, and then you create like a group of jalapeno cheese, and then we got a venue of jalapeno. So it's bringing more money, it's generating more money, it's bringing people out of their small boxes. But I don't want to fucking sit there and beat, because I'm a podcaster, bro. I can stay and talk about each topic for an hour each.
It's your
what was
show, Willie. We're just living in it, dog. Whatever you want to do. You want to stay on an hour on that? I'm with you, bro. We're gonna do it.
What was the most memorable piece of advice or most lucrative piece of advice your dad gave you regarding the music industry?
The most powerful and most lucrative.
Most powerful, or
Yeah,
the most lucrative, or the most whatever, just something
solid
that
advice.
you where he explained to you. Right.
Solid advice. Damn, Willie, I hate that I'm giving you these short answers, but it's like the short. I feel like there's a lot comes in the short.
No, give it
terms,
to me, bro. Give it to me.
So it's really just give it your all, dog. It's really just go 110%. You feel me? I say now go 305%. It's really that, dog. It's just no half-assness, no bitch-assness. You feel me? That's really what it is, dog. If take the time on the verse. If it's gonna take you a while, take the time. Don't just do it to just do it. You feel me? I think of it like this: organic. Organic food is good, right? Organic, it's promoted as good.
Right.
Now think of that in music. Let's say I'm doing a collab with somebody, and I'm at the end of their session. I just walked in last minute, and they're begging me for the feature, and I'm trying to get it out before they leave in the next 30 minutes. And yeah, I could put together a 16-bar verse,
but that's not organic. Right.
It's not organic. I'm forcing it. The truth is, if I sit on that verse, maybe write the 16 bars there, but then take it to the crib, sit with the bars, sit with the flow, sit with the words I'm trying to do, the message I want to convey in the verse. Give me a little time, and I'll feel comfortable with it. That's more organic, and I feel like that's going to get a better product. And that's what my old boy telling me: give it your all. Make sure you're doing it to the best of your ability. That's what that kind of grew up into. Now that I'm almost 30, dog, it's now. Don't just give it 110%. Give it 305%. Maybe my dad doesn't have the time he could put into something that I do, but I do. I feel like I gotta give this a little bit more thought, a little bit more pressure, a little bit more. Hold on. Sometimes I'll rewrite a whole verse just to see. Okay, what if I go about it this way? You feel me? But I don't get the right product if I just put it out to put it out. And that's what breaks my heart about music, dog. You don't know how many artists I hear the albums nowadays, and I could tell. These guys are just throwing the records together on the track list. They don't even care about the order of the records, dog. Like, that's so crazy to me, dog. It's heartbreaking to me, fool, because they're not giving their all. It's not even that's not even your all, homie. That's like, give me 20% of these records you've been recording. At least give some thought into the order they come out. Not even
be organic.
Be organic.
Be organic, and I say that all the time, bro. And that's the difference between, in my opinion, a good podcast and a regular podcast is when you're not connecting with the person that you're speaking to. It's just, do you like milk? What's your favorite cereal? When did you ever, like, you're not organic. That's not organic. First of all, you have to take the time to know the artist before you speak to the artist. And I don't care about giving out game, because I talk on every interview or podcast or whatever it is. When I speak to somebody, I always give the formula of what I do, and the people that mean something always say that I'm a good podcaster, and they say, wow, you did your energy, or you did your time, or you did this. You know what I'm saying? So it's very simple. Like you said, be organic. Don't do this because you're trying to follow a fad, you're trying to make money, you're trying to be famous. Do it because you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then don't do it, because it will show, and then you're gonna lose respect from a lot of people that are real. You know what saying? And real lives forever. Fads don't live long, but real lives
It's hard
forever.
to keep up with them. It's hard to keep up with them. And that's the thing too, bro. Just off what you're saying, you build this fan base because it's genuine.
Right.
You're giving that genuineness every single episode, every podcast you do, every show you do. It's you. You're not faking it. You're not going out of your way to do something that's not there. It's always there. So, you know, you got to build that genuine traditional fan base off the rip, dog. That's what I feel. I'd rather a small club of 50 people that know my shit, love my shit, than 100,000 people that only know one song. You feel me?
Hell yeah.
Give me 3 lions
for sure.
over 1,000 sheep.
You know, I have, and this is something money can buy, and you know, we'll stay on a subject longer than we should, but something that proved to me that I was organic. Shout out to Mike Smith, shout out to Rondo Smith. Their mom on Instagram hit me up and said, "You did an amazing job interviewing both of my sons."
Wow.
And you made like that right there is something money can. When an artist's mom hits you up and tells you, "Yo, you did a great job interviewing my son," that proves to me where I say, you know, okay, money will come later on, but that proves to me that all the hard work that I do and take to interview somebody, the people that mean something to them is telling me you did great. You can't buy that kind of fucking, like, you can't buy that.
You just changed my whole goals for since I started recording the podcast. For, you know, it jumps to the numbers. Like, okay, my next goal is 100 followers. My next goal is 305. Then the views. Right now, you just it all clicked in my head. That's my goal. I want every single guest that comes on my show, I want somebody in their family that's not in the industry, somebody that's just, you know, abuela, mom, dad, somebody that works a regular job, to reach out and say, coño, you made so-and-so, you gave him tremendo platform. That's a great showcase of the person I love, dog. And that is beautiful, bro.
You can't buy that, bro. You can't buy that. Or look, a record label can't buy that, bro.
Nah, bro. That's
something.
That takes work.
Yeah. But I'm giving you my small accolades and trying to pass it to you as a podcaster. Obviously, I want you to take what I just gave you and then multiply it not only with reaching the grandma, the mom, the girlfriend, the wife, the sister, the brother, but also doing that and bringing in tons of money as well. Because also, you want to bring the money in
that's how you get there.
To better everybody around you. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you get there, my bro. That's how we get there, dog.
For sure.
That's how we get there.
All right, music breakdown. Let's move it real quick. I got 3 tracks. I listed 3 tracks. There's no order. It's just what I was listening to. So number 1 is Good Boy. Taking a different route and expressing your versatility on the Billie Eilish Bad Guy beat. How did this come about? And am I correct? Where is that your breakout versatility role?
So it's breakout on the internet. Breakout on the internet. If you search official, you're gonna see that record everywhere. But it honestly, Doug, that's rap 101. That's hip hop 2.0. That's, hey, I just wrote an original song. What's the next hot song on the radio? Okay, that one, I'm gonna throw a verse on that. That's Lil Wayne. That's
okay, but were you doing that type of, I guess, have you done that type of sound, or were you doing that type of sound before that track? Or you just were like, I've done this before, but this is hot, so I'm gonna jump on it? Or did you take the chance on jumping on it without never doing that kind of sound before?
I love how you're pointing out that beat is like on some pop shit beat, but well, mentira. In my mind, it's pop, but that's like on some house. It has a really unique sound. That beat. It's almost on some garage music shit. Right. But no, I just oh, this is what people are liking right now. I'm on that. Oh, good guy, bad guy. Watch this. I'm the good boy. And I just, you know, it went hand in hand. It was really more like the name. Oh, that's the bad guy. This is the good boy. You feel me? And
that's
the record
that's dope. And I asked that because not the normal listener will understand how you went about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Somebody just may be like, oh, he got on that because that was hot. But I want to know, did you do a sound like this? And if you didn't, you jumped on it like it was normal, which is another proof of you being versatile.
Yeah, and then that was kind of the seed that planted my second full length project, which is where I took all the 80s freestyle Miami joint records and just threw a verse on it. Same concept with that record. Played the hot part of the original record, but throw my verse in front of it. And that was kind of the same, you know, the same format, same template. Get a hot record somebody might be familiar with, but add something unique to it so they could take it and go.
The Lil Wayne 3.0 mentality.
You say 3.0, 2.0. So what? Wayne 1.0 is the kid. Wayne 2.0 is what? Carter 2.
No.
And then this is Wayne 3.0.
So I call 3.0 meaning that your generation. Wayne is
Oh.
2.0, and 1.0 would be probably a little bit before Wayne, which is like 50 Cent. Because I think 50 Cent, everybody wants to always argue who's the mixtape king, this, that, and the other, but 50 Cent did it before Wayne.
Yeah.
And he was on those famous instrumentals. Then Wayne did it. Wayne, I think, mastered it. And I'm just calling you the 3.0 because I mean, obviously,
third generation.
there was people between all that.
Got you. Yeah.
But
Jordan, Kobe, Bron.
If you want to put it like that, Chico Good Boy used to serve as a waiter. Now I'm serving the waiters. From always dressing bad to now wearing gators. Yeah. I'm not a rapper, bro. I be butchering this shit sometimes.
I got you. I know that guy. I know those lyrics.
Lumberjack is a dope ass song. My son's 13 years old, and I love him. But I'm gonna say it out loud. He's an anime video game nerd, but his favorite rappers are Tyler and MF Doom. So
shout out him.
Yeah, for sure. I love him. Like anybody knows, I love my kids before I love anything. But I've been a Tyler fan since Tyler first dropped, but Lumberjack is a dope track. I'm not a rapper. I didn't mean to make that sound right. But that is that's the aggression side of the Chico. I like that sound and I like that beat, obviously. But I think that you match the beat and you put a little bit of aggression in that track, and you're usually not aggressive in your tracks. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, that's a cool opportunity. You got to know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. Chico Good Boy, that's kind of, it opens the door. Sometimes you got to be Chico, sometimes you got to be Good Boy, sometimes you got to give him a little bit of both. You feel me? That
right.
One's definitely Chicoed out. That record's super Chicoed out though. Hell yeah.
You have fun with it, right?
Have fun with everything, though. That's the key to life, bro. You gotta have fun with it, bro.
Hell yeah. Okay, last one, and you may know I'm gonna say this one, you may not, but when I say it, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, he did that one. Was Say No More. This is not a gimmick. See, my team really listens. They know I got a vision. So I felt this because on social media, you're really finding ways to always stand out and get your point across. So when you said that, I'm like, yeah, his team really, he's rapping this, but from what I see, because I could be wrong, but from what I see is you give the confidence out that your team does look at your vision and say, yeah, we're going to stand behind him because he's always doing something, and it's making sense.
As an artist, you gotta have that. You kind of just gotta have that instilled in you, because there'll be a day where everybody's got their own shit going on, and then you got to look in the mirror and you got to be like, why? Because there's no motion, dog. That right. People are gonna go where the motion's at. Nobody ever wants to give money to a bum because it looks like they ain't getting money. But if somebody in a suit's asking for money and they say, hey, give me some money, it's gonna be in your best interest. Everybody's like, okay, what's this guy got going on? You feel me? And it's really just you gotta have some motion. You gotta have something going on. Whether it's you gotta be thinking, dog.
Give them confidence. Give them confidence. Some way now.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Just closed mouths don't get fed, bro. And ask, dog. That's another thing too. It's hard as a man and as an artist, especially, to not want to ask. Sometimes you gotta just reach out. Hey, how do you do this? Maybe you don't get the help, but maybe you get the advice. Maybe Buddy Show sends you the video of the shit that he got the game from. You feel me? And it's just about asking, bro. Life is about enlightening ourselves, dog. And we're never gonna know everything, so might as well try to learn as much as you can.
Can I give you another piece of advice by you saying you have to ask because you're stepping into the podcast game? One hinder that I had, and I had it all my life, but only 30 minutes into actually finding it out, was we were inside of a venue, and this is the first time. Shout out to Mixmaster, shout out to 24 Hour Hip Hop, shout out to Mr. 24. I went to a venue, and my old manager, Mr. 24, said we were in a venue, and there was so many different artists and big, from famous to non-famous to making it, almost making it, everything, just all kinds of creeds of different people. And he's like, go ask this person for an interview. Go ask that person for an interview. And we're talking about in person in the club. And I'm like, I'm not stepping up someone and then asking him for something. Like, you're crazy. So he's like, that's what's going to fuck you up, and that's what's going to hinder you. He says, you're not in the street, or you don't have that egotistical or urban mentality. You're a businessman. You want an interview, you need to ask. And if they say no, you move to the next person. So you said that, and I'm matching that, and I'm telling you in this podcast thing, reach out to everybody. There's no such thing as a person too big or too small to interview. Don't do that. Don't hinder yourself on that. Because that one person that may have 300 followers, you may not know that those 300 followers are going to be 300 people that are going to watch, subscribe, comment, like, do everything you're doing versus you go and interview the guy that has 100,000 followers and maybe 10 out of those 100,000 people are going to subscribe, like, comment, and do all that other shit. So that's my advice to you.
No, that's fire, dog. All it takes is one or two, bro. That's why at the beginning, I mentioned, I'm just grateful and appreciative, dog. Whether it's no people listening, whether it's one person listening, whether it's 1,000 people listening, dog.
Hell
And
yeah.
that's the beauty of it, dog. Because at the end of the day, there was a day where I was, just dreaming about having the chance to get on a mic and do something. Like, damn, I wish I could do something like that. And the fact that I'm actually able to do so now is great. The fact that some people might even want to listen to, even better, dog.
Hell yeah.
But that's
yeah.
awesome, dog.
All right,
Hell yeah,
so
bro.
I'm trying to advance this. So I did this around 6 years ago where I did the this or that, the left or the right, the whole gimmick where I ask you two questions. I say peanut butter or jelly, cat or dog, and you're going to pick one for me. But now, since I'm doing the live and you're not in front of me, I'm going to put the pressure on people. So if you can pick A or B, but if you don't pick one, you either A, because I interview a lot of health people, are going to give me 10 push-ups every time you don't do it, or B, you're going to take a shot, and then you have to tag me the next day. So I'm going to give you left or right, and you got to pick one. If you don't, I'm holding you accountable. So either you can pick one, push-ups or shot, or maybe even both. You ready?
Let's get it.
All right, Biggie or Pun?
Biggie.
Stevie B or Noel?
Stevie B.
Fun fact, Noel's my third blood cousin. A Bronx Tale or Boys in the Hood?
A Bronx Tale.
Here's Sean O'Malley or Masvidal?
Sean O'Malley.
Hard Rock Stadium or Lone Depot Park?
Hard Rock.
Con Gris or Arroz Imperial?
Oh, Arroz Imperial. Arroz Imperial.
Almost got you. Okay. Bacardi or Tito's?
Bacardi or Tito's? Bacardi.
Okay. Love from a woman or honesty from a woman?
Love from a woman or honesty?
Okay. All right. So you don't owe me shit, bro. You did great.
I'm gonna still give you the 10 push-ups. How many questions you asked me?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
70 push-ups. I'll give you 70 push-ups. Hell yeah.
Add it up. Put it up.
We're gonna do that.
What has been the most difficult challenge for you in your musical journey so far?
Being okay with not making it, or being okay with understand, or being okay with removing the monetized. It's a lot. You grow up, oh, remember me when you make it. Remember me when you make it. Remember me when you make it. I've been hearing it my whole life. Somebody just wrote to me the other day because they saw a clip of the podcast. I knew you'd make it one day. And it's like, I love that idea. I love that sentiment. I love that belief in me. But many years ago, I went through depression, and where all this shit was factors. And I got caught up in my head. It was like, will any of these people remember me if I don't make it? And then after dealing with that for a while, it breaks your heart. But then I realized, dog, I don't give a fuck. I didn't make music for nobody. Gunplay said it a long time ago. I make music for me. I don't care if you guys listen to it or not. And I was a kid when he said that. But even then, it made sense to me because it's true. I'm not following, I'll do the beat because it's hot. But what I'm saying on the beat, the way I'm rapping on it, and the fact that I'm choosing it, like, I'm doing that because I think that's hot. Because one of the greatest of all time, Lil Wayne, he used to do that. And that's one of the best rappers alive, if not the. Who the hell am I to think I'm too good to hop on a beat and show somebody I can murk the beat better than you in 16 bars? Who am I? So it took me realizing that who cares what nobody fucking thinks. Like, I never got in this to care what people think. I'll be honest. Sometimes I push aside with my loved ones thing because it's like, you got to worry about you, dog. If you're not the best version of yourself, you can't do nothing for nobody else.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Facts. What has been your hardest life lesson or life challenge so far? Not lesson, excuse me.
hardest life challenge so far would be understanding loss and understanding that it's gonna happen regardless. One day I'm not gonna be here for somebody, but you gotta live with it, and you can't get caught up in the grief. I still deal with it. I feel like one of my biggest problems is I'm not even keel. When I'm high, when shit's going good, I'm riding on a high, and to that same effect, when shit's going bad, I'm coming on a low, and I gotta realize that it's not about being happy or being sad. It's about being at peace, regardless of what's going on. Shit's going good, I'm at peace. Shit's going bad, I'm still at peace. No matter what, it's peace. It's constant, and that's a huge challenge I'm dealing with now.
Welcome to the maturity club, bro. That is the most mature thing I heard you say in this whole interview. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you could.
No, it sounds great because I think that when it came to being with somebody, when I looked for somebody, I didn't look. I just threw out and manifested. I just want to be with somebody that brings me peace, and that's golden, bro. That's something money can't buy.
Goals. That's golden goals, dog. That's you're living goals, bro.
Peace.
Living goals.
Sorry to cut you off.
It
means well. It means well. It means well. Peace is something that you can't buy in all avenues, whether it's your life, whether it's your job, whether it's a woman that you're with, whether it's bro, I mean, I hate to say this, you could be a dude that had shitty cars for 10 years and it brought you bad anxiety because of water pump, the tire, this, that. But when you get in a brand new car that has 0 miles and you say, I don't have to stress this shit at all. That peace is something, that feeling, you can't buy that, bro.
But that's all in here, dog. That's all in here. There's something in here that makes the car have that value, that makes the car have that control over your life and your anxiety and your peace. Right. That's the key. Finding the peace through everything, dog. Car or no car, I'm at peace. Bike, fucking walking, scooter, peace.
Hell yeah. If you had to change, if you had the opportunity to change one thing in this world, what would it be? One thing.
I wish if I could change one thing right now, because the future's scary, dog. This year's gonna get fucked up with all the elections. There's over 80 Democratic elections, and AI is at an all-time level right now. Every single day, I have my mom, dad, somebody send me a message. Hey, this is crazy, and it's something fake. It's an AI generated click. I'm like, that's not really going on. Like, just look at the comments. It's about to get worse, but I'm thinking in my head, what's the one way I could prepare ourselves? And the truth is love, dog. I was gonna say trust, but you have to look. There's a reason I look at all these videos they send me with a suspicious eye, because I don't trust nothing. So it's not trust, but it's love, and it's the love to hear somebody out, even if you don't agree with what they're saying, even if they don't believe in what you're believing or you think they're wrong. Love them enough to hear them, dog. Love them enough to have a conversation, not just listen and pretend you're listening and just wait for your chance to respond. But listen to what they're saying. Understand their perspective, their side of it, dog. And that just boils down to love, bro, and respect. It's the curiosity of hearing what that person has to say, but that comes from a place of love. And I think that's what this world lacks. People say, oh, we have low attention spans because of social media. Nah, dog. We just lack love. Because if you're watching something of an artist you love, of a person you love, and it's somebody who just recently passed away, and it's their last 30 minutes of living happily in good health, you're going to stay stuck for 30 minutes watching it. No interruptions. But that's because you love them.
And I'm glad you say that. So a lot of people just said what you stated, where meaning, oh, we have a short attention span because the internet and and then people say, oh, that these kids are lost because of the internet era and the iPad, and I tell them no. It's just you have to put in a little bit more love to spend time with your children. You have to put in a little bit more time. Listen, you got to remember one thing, or excuse me, a couple things. There was a time where there was no phone, like a phone, and then girls and guys were talking on the phone for 20 hours a day. There was a time where there was no such thing as a cell phone, and then people were talking to each other. There was a time where there was no mail, and then people were sitting there writing letters to each other all day long.
There was a time with no electricity.
Right. But every era, there's going to be something that is going to distract you as a person. But if you don't put in the time and energy to remind your offspring that, listen, son, daughter, I know you love the internet. Hang out on the internet, but we're going to do family time. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And that falls into your definition of love. So yes, love. Love and attention, but
Effort.
attention's love at the same time.
Effort.
Effort.
Cardi
Effort.
B,
All that.
shout out Cardi B. She said it the other day. She went viral for because she didn't let her daughter hear the fucked up music she makes, and it's like, dog, the owners of Lunchables don't let their kids eat Lunchables.
There you go. There you go.
The owners of Instagram and TikTok don't let their kids have social media until 16, 18 years old.
The owners of strip clubs are not telling their kids Bobby makes money because he owns KOD.
Exactly, homie. Exactly, dog. And people are all getting mad. Oh, but my daughter's doing this. Yeah, because you don't
You allowed
as a
it.
parent your kid.
Right.
You just give
You
them the
allowed
tablet
it.
and say, hey, be gone. Do your thing. And I'm out.
Fact.
What do you think's going to happen, bro?
If you had a chance to talk to 13-year-old good boy, what would be one piece of advice you would give him?
Don't care what people think.
There you go. I like that. And it doesn't even need to be defined. Don't care what people think. That's it.
That's simple. Because when I'm young, there were so many things that I didn't do or did wrong or just held back from. And just because I care what people think.
Fuck people.
Fuck.
Love yourself.
I love people, but fuck their opinions.
No. Fuck people's opinions. Right.
Don't let it hold. Be you, bro. Be you. Be you. That is truer than true, dog. It's the rawest thing you could do, dog. Just be you, man.
If you had, okay, so we're almost done here. If you had a chance to pick a feature to do with somebody, one dead, one alive, no genre, no salary cap, who would they be?
One dead, one alive, no genre, no salary cap. I'm getting Biggie for a second verse. He's the second verse. It's a 2-verse song with a bridge and a hook by Sade.
Oh shit! I've never heard of 2 in 1. I fucking love you. You the first one, bro. You the first one, bro. You gave me a 2 in 1.
I could do 2 in 1, right? Oh, you wanted 2 different records, like one?
No. There's no rules on this shit. So you don't change it.
No, I ain't changing shit. No, I thought that was the challenge. Put it all in one.
No challenge. You fucking did what you were supposed to do, being the fucking artist and the person you are. You put 2 in 1. Nobody has done this in probably I did 20, more than that, 30, and you did that first. So
that's fire. Wow.
That's dope.
Great. Yeah.
That's dope. Before we close out, talk to us about the podcast. Explain it, what's going on. It's called the Heir Pod. Who should we expect and what should we be expecting on it?
Just expect a good vibes, a good hangout. I feel podcasts are one of 2 things. It's either a vibe, a conversation, which is what you create, what I'm going for, or an interview, which is, there could be good interviews, like hot ones and shit like that. But I'm really more going for a vibe, a hangout. And yeah, I'm going to have a structure to it. There's going to be a little bit, of questions. But at the end of the day, we're just vibing. One thing you could expect every episode, I'm doing a big 3 where we do a draft of random. Like, I'm not even picking them. Like, one episode we did fast food. Another episode we did books. And it's just, we're all picking one thing. And then whatever we pick, the next person can't pick it. And it's just, top 3 of all time of anything.
I like that.
That's really fun.
And big names or names in general, doesn't have to be celebrities. Who we're expecting? Give us. I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but give me some.
Yeah, I'll give you the guests we have. My boys in episode 1 with some OGs. I got some clips about that on my IG right now. Y'all could go check that out. I have Jack of the Dirty 5 community and the fucking about to be 100 weeks straight of a cipher going on. He's coming this weekend to do his episode. Hopefully we're gonna have Willie on soon for his episode too. I got my dog.
Anytime, any day.
We gotta lock that in. At least one, bro. If not a couple, bro. Please, I need it, bro.
Anytime, any day. Listen, I'm saying it on camera. I will do as many or anything you need me to help you with. I'm there. Go. Keep going.
So expect the little boy, my dog. I got some clips of him too. RJ's advice. Y'all go follow him. Great advice on relationship, on life, on just having your mind together and shit like that. He killed it. Episode 2. He's dropping soon. And just more. We're gonna have Kate Bridges. Shout out the female artist Kate Bridges.
Yes.
I'm gonna have my homegirl Helena on. She's into the running, into doing cross country runs, and she's from the West Coast. She just recently moved out here as a young lady. So that's gonna be a crazy conversation to have too. Just a lot of vibes, And honestly, I want to put this message out there to anybody listening, anybody watching this, anybody's interested in coming on. Feel free to shoot me a DM. We'll chop it up. We'll schedule you. I'm down to have a conversation with anybody from any type of walk of life, because there's always some game. I feel like everybody in the world has a superpower and a gift to give to the world.
Oh, yeah.
And here on this podcast, I feel like it's just an opportunity to help that person get it out to the world. So that's something everybody could expect. A good vibe and a good chance to put your shit out there,
I
man.
seen
Whatever it may be.
I seen that you had Act 2 live. I'll tell him you tell him or ask him where I know him from, but I know him from a young shorty in Florida City. Ask him.
Shout out Florida City. Yeah, he's told me the stories. He told me the story. Shout out to you like that. Yeah, my dog, man. He's got a couple episodes coming out. And I'm working on something with him too. Coming soon. So y'all stay tuned for that.
And
the music.
Shout out to Danny. I want to shout out to Danny because I shout out to that. But shout out to Danny too, because Danny's always part of the family. He's always promoting.
White boy Danny, right? OG white boy.
Yeah. Shout out to OG white boy.
OG white boy.
These guys, bro. And I wouldn't be right if I don't give him the love and the respect, because I think like he's the number one supporter of the whole everything with you guys, and that's like your dad's right hand man. So shout out to him.
Yeah, man. Shout out Danny, man. Shout out the love and the support, man.
Hell yeah.
Straight up. The Air
where
Force.
Where can the people find you? Where can the people find your music? And where do people can find your podcast?
Yeah, so y'all find me everywhere at Official Heir, except for Instagram. On Instagram is Official Heir 305. That's Official Heir everywhere. HEIR. All my music's on all streaming platforms. The pod is gonna go under my YouTube for the video, and then the audio, it's gonna have his own audio account at the Aircast. It's just gonna be the Aircast on all streaming platforms as well. So y'all can keep an eye out for that as well. I'll of course be posting all those clips on my platforms, music, as far as the YouTube too, so y'all could get the visuals for it. I'm gonna go for a real visual aspect with my pod too. I'm gonna do a lot of animations. I'm working on that too. So definitely encourage everybody. If you gotta listen to it, just listen to it. But if you have the chance, definitely watch it as well when the episodes drop.
Hell yeah. And before we close out, bro, I always tell people, let's give a shout out, a list. If it's not a list and you just want to say everybody, I'm okay with that too. But just anybody you want to shout out, and if it's just everybody, shout out to everybody. Go ahead.
Well, for sure, shout out to everybody. Shout out to the Air Force, anybody that's ever supported me in my whole career. I used to call them the Air Support, but this week I've realized, I was just talking to my dad the other day, I was like, Air Force just rolls off the tongue a lot better. Air Support's cool too, but the Air Force is my shit. So shout out everybody who's ever been part of the Air Force. And shout out my dad, man. Shout out the old boy. Follow him at Apex 305. Follow his podcast at Fuego Talk as well. Dad gave me my rap name, and most importantly, gave me life. So gotta shout him out for everything, bro.
So definitely shout out to you, BUTAC. Yo, thank you for your time. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for the answers. And I have nothing else to say besides we're out.